everyone. I would like us to begin with a short exercise. So can everybody place their hands like this? Reach out your hands. Thank you. And I will count to 3. And when I say 3, I want you to clap your hands, okay? 1, 2, 3. So I did this to show you that we don't always do as other people tell us to do. We rather do as other people do. And this is important when it comes to creating well-being in ourselves and in others. I'm a psychologist and I train organizations, teams and individuals in creating happiness and well-being. And a couple of years back, I co-authored a book on the science of happiness. But when the book was published, I was actually in the middle of a life crisis. I'd just broken up with the person who I thought I'd spend my life with. I had no place to live and no job. And I think this is a very common human experience. We all face problems. We end up in crisis sometimes and we struggle. But at the same time, I think most of us, we long for that other kind of life that entails meaning and connection and happiness. But it's kind of difficult to live this life, to always be there in this happy place. And today I want to show you why your brain is not always on your side when it comes to creating happiness, but also what we can do to counter this. And it's not going to be by just positive thinking. This takes positive action. Because happiness is a skill we all can train and work on. I want us to start here. How it's not just about positive thinking. So let's begin with this. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're really worried about something? And you kept worrying even though you knew that worrying won't change the situation or help the situation in any way. And nevertheless, you just kept on worrying, hands up. Right? We're all doing this. And if we could have total mind power and just switch over toward these happy thoughts, we just have done that and get on with our lives. But that doesn't really happen, does it? And did you know that about half of the time that you've been listening to this speech, your mind has probably been wandering off, thinking about other things. According to a study by Daniel Gilbert and Matthew Killingsworth, our minds wander 46.9% of the time we spend awake. So our thoughts are automatic, they have a life of their own. And to create happiness by just controlled positive thinking, I think it's hard, if not even impossible. And I think it's time that we start talking more about this. How can we take positive action, actually making the change in our lives? Because if I would ask you to keep your focus on your breath, don't think about anything else for 5 minutes, I doubt that anyone in this room would be able to do that. But if I would ask you to please raise your hand like this for 5 minutes, I think we all would be better able to achieve this. So it's really difficult to control our thoughts, and we have a better chance at controlling our actions, our behavior. Therefore, well-being is better built by positive action and not positive thinking. Also, we tend to look at ourselves as if we're these objective, rational beings that perceive situations in this objective manner, and we process information almost like a computer. I just take information in. But in reality, we're far from objective, and that's actually a good thing. Because if we would truly be able to process and perceive reality in all its nuanced complexity, we would be rather lost. It would be an overwhelming experience. So therefore, our brain have evolved several cognitive biases that helps us categorize and prioritize and sort information, making it more easy for us to navigate. But these cognitive biases, this sorting and prioritizing, is really affecting how we perceive life, how we perceive different situations. And I'd like us to explore this further in a little thought experiment. So I invite you all to think back at the last time that you had an evaluative conversation with your boss or manager. And I'm quite sure that you got to hear a lot of good things like how you contribute to the workplace. But I'm also quite sure that you got to hear something that you can improve with yourself, with your performance. And once you leave this conversation, what do you think that your brain thinks is the most prioritized information? All the things that you do really good, or the one thing that you should be improving? Well, if you're somewhat like me, it would definitely be the latter. And this doesn't really have anything to do with how my brain works. This is actually a pattern that's been shown among people. For example, Teresa Amabile is a professor at Harvard Business School. She did a diary study where she got to read people's diaries to explore how they experience everyday life. And she saw a pattern that the negative effect of a setback was more than twice as strong as the positive effect of a success. And the same thing goes with money, that we feel way worse about losing an amount of money than we feel happy about gaining the same amount. And if you would receive a compliment from a coworker and then a complaint from another coworker, these two comments don't neutralize each other. The complaint would definitely leave a stronger emotional mark. So now we need to ask ourselves why. Why do we carry this emotional asymmetry? Why do we have this preparedness to experience unpleasant and negative emotions? And to understand that, we need to understand the context, the environment where our brain has been evolving for so many years. Today, several studies say that we have evolved a negativity bias, which helps our attention to be drawn to unpleasant or possibly threatening information. And this was really good back then and there when we were at the savannah fighting for survival every day. But today, here and now, this definitely affects how we perceive our life, how we perceive our relations, our workplace, our own performance, and ourselves. So to simplify this a bit, one could almost say that your brain is concerned that you survived throughout this day. It's less concerned that you're a happy survivor. So by now we can understand that it's not strange that all of us sometimes feel anxious or tense or we worry.
Why am I typing? I have a microphone, sorry, I just realized. Why am I typing?
Most of us,
what's up, Fire?
Kind of life
Yo, well, thanks for being in here. I started typing, I'm like, why am I...
And I'm not sure that we can have one thing without the other.
No, of course not.
There are definitely things and ways how we can cultivate happiness and build well-being.
How's it going? Welcome.
This comes with good news and bad.
We're training our brain today.
Good news is that happiness is not something you find outside of yourself, and it's not something you have or don't have. It's a skill that we all can work on. But the problem is that we just don't do it. And this definitely applies for myself. This is the worst part of having written a book on happiness, because whenever I'm having a bad day,
thank you, that's so nice.
Someone who could do like, oh, haven't you read your own book, Katarina?
I'm honored. It's an honor.
So I've learned that not even experts on happiness.
Yeah, it is. It is that. It is what you said.
Into action. And this is one of the reasons why me and a friend.
It is what you had
psychological gym
insinuated.
Where organizations and the teams and individuals could come and train these skills. In order to
I could probably show you a little clearer, maybe another
we want to
time,
make
another stream.
psychological training
Just 'cause-
as common as physical training. Because today we
Yeah.
know so many things about how to eat properly and how to exercise.
Oh,
to
yeah, that's pretty
sustain
cool.
A physical health.
It's pretty cool
But
technology.
what would
Okay,
be
I'll show you.
the psychological version of
So
the green smoothie?
that's a battery,
Or of doing 50
and it's like a
sit-ups?
wood box, and there's a screen, and it heats up whatever's in
I
here.
would say yes, definitely.
Right? I got
There's a
some
lot of different
some
exercises and
tobacco in here.
things we can do, building
You can do-
healthy habits
it's for anything.
ourselves. And I would like to
pretty cool.
present an example of this. So once you've finished listening to this speech, when you're leaving this room later tonight, I'd like you to bring out your smartphone.
It's called Magic
and
Flight
text,
Launch
a kind,
Box.
appreciative gratitude text to someone that you care for.
I can give you my username.
Maybe
Oh,
you can
cool. What's
just
well? I
notice
don't
how that
use
feels.
Snapchat.
And this is a good example of
I've never
an
used
exercise
Snapchat
that I
before,
often do
to be
with
honest.
leaders and teams. And just a couple of weeks back, I did this at the
That's appropriate, haha.
two-day leadership conference. And later, I found out that one of the participants had texted his wife, writing, "I love you very, very, very much," which made the wife think, "What are you doing at that leadership conference?" And it
No
just
big.
texting
That's
one
cool. Well-
person at one time, it won't
Sure. What do
change the
you
world
post on
in any way.
Snapchat?
But turning this into a healthy habit over time.
I'm not
have a
rejecting
large
your
impact.
Snapchat. I'm
And
just saying I've never used
this
it.
habit to caring for your relationships.
If there's any exclusive
might
content
be
on
one of the
Snapchat,
most powerful
let me know and I
actions
would
that you can take
check it out.
when it comes to happiness. So this might be the green smoothie that you've all been waiting for. According to several studies, having functioning relationships is as important, if not even more important, as exercising well and having a good diet. And this can even help us live longer. In a study from Harvard University, which began already back in 1938, researchers followed over 700 people to understand what it is that makes us flourish as people. So they followed these participants for decades, and in 2012
That's
the
cool.
results came. The researchers found that happiness doesn't come from wealth, it doesn't come from fame or working hard, it comes from relationships. And it's not about the number of friends that you have or whether or not you're in a committed relationship with a partner. They found that it's the quality of the relationship that counts. Being able to be vulnerable, listening, and sharing what's
Blue
close
Fire
to your
Phoenix,
heart. That's what
we have
matters.
a what's the word she used?
And by
A
now,
valuable relationship. What she used?
we know that
She's a really good word there.
forming good, healthy habits
The quality. We have a high quality
and
relationship.
sharing what's close to your heart, that's what matters.
She's a really good adjective.
And by now, we know that forming good, healthy habits when it comes to physical
I can't remember.
training or
I
having a
appreciate-
good diet, it takes dedication, it takes commitment.
You hear Blue Fire.
And I think we should approach psychological habits in the same way, and especially when it comes to relationships. So by now we know that the brain has this tendency to highlight the negative, and that this is really tricky to revoke just by positive thinking. It takes positive action. But some actions are more powerful than others when it comes to happiness. And investing your time and heart into the relationships around you, no matter if it's at work or with neighbors or with
Well,
family or friends, this might be one of the most
just to
powerful
get
things that you can
smarter
do
too,
for yourself.
and it's good to
And,
listen to
I'd like us to
things
do
that
this
improve your
one more
brain
time.
and mental health
So
when
can
you work
everyone
out, I
reach
think,
their hands?
because it
I'm
gives you
gonna count
energy.
to 3.
It gives me energy.
And when I say 3, I want you to clap your hands.
So when I hear something that
One,
resonates really well with me and I
two,
learn something, I get a boost of energy, especially at the extreme of my physical.
So
Yeah,
we
when I'm
learn
exerting
by
most physically
watching others'
and I'm learning
behavior.
something very groundbreaking
You've just
and
seen me
deep.
do this 2 times, and already
And
so
that
many
combination
people
is
changed
like
their behavior. So So the more
It's
you
twofold
can
and works
turn
pretty
this
well. I
talk
found. I
into
enjoy it.
action by being
But sometimes
more
I listen to like Bill
understanding and
Burr
caring, not
friggin'
just towards
swearing
others,
like
but
a
also towards yourself. I
Boston
think that others
pub
will follow your
lad.
example and do as you do.
So I'm just on my
And the people
whatever
outside of
making
this building,
some
they won't
high horse
know what
BS
just
up right now.
happened. They don't know what changed, but we know that
Gotcha.
it was
Yeah,
here
I try to do it though.
in this talk that
I was listening to
everything
KRS-One
started.
lectures
Thank you.
earlier. This is only 16 minutes. She doesn't go very deep, but what else? Let's find more. How to be happy every day. It will change the world. How to be happy every day. It will change the world. Jacqueline Way. It makes sense though. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Especially right at the physical limit of expenditure of energy. Oh, Vancouver.
So I have what some consider to be one of the toughest jobs on the planet. I am a mom.
I can only imagine
Parent
that
to
difficulty.
3 very busy little boys who magically think I'm a doctor, a baker, a coach, a chef, a therapist, and have the patience of a saint 24/7. I truly do my best, and some days are definitely better than others, especially that part about having the patience of a saint. I want what most parents want for my kids. I want them to have a happy childhood. I want them to be free to play, build friendships, grow to be kind, compassionate, happy adults. But there seems to be one small challenge. The World Happiness Report states, at any one time, over 220 million children and 1 billion adults suffer from anxiety, depression, and conduct disorders. Not exactly a pretty picture of happy people on a happy planet, now is it? Unfortunately,
Hey,
as
nice.
adults,
What's up, Jacqueline?
whether you're a parent or not, this is what our children are learning from us. They see how busy we are every day.
I'm Mark. My
They
name is
feel our
Mark.
stress, and they watch us struggle to find our own happiness. So how do we go from anxiety and depression to happy? Some good news. The World Happiness Report also states the best predictor of whether a child becomes a satisfied adult is through their emotional health in childhood. So if I have this right, it should be easy. Happy children, happy adults, happy planet, yes? Well, this is the exact lesson I learned from my dad. When I was a little girl
Hey,
growing
Jackie.
up in the big city of London,
Thanks, I'm glad you're
Ontario,
here.
every Christmas morning, my dad would take my 3 sisters and I to his office. You see, my dad was a doctor and his office, a hospital. It was our job to stand around the beds of his patients and sing Christmas carols. We started with the same song every
Toronto,
time.
my birth
and
city.
dad, he'd lead the singing. Now this is probably a TEDx verse, so join me if you know it. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish
I don't
you
know.
a
I don't know
Merry
if I can.
Christmas.
I hope she gets to the
We
point.
wish you a Merry
I'm gonna have to fast
Christmas
forward.
and a Happy New
I don't like when people use the TED platform as like a theater platform. You know.
Our cortisol levels drop. This is our stress hormone. Giving reduces anxiety and stress, and it makes us happy. Now, what if I told you you could be happy every day? And
I
it's
skipped
simple.
it.
Body's natural anti-aging by it made them happy. And it made me happy. Now, we've all heard that giving makes you happy and it's better to give than receive. But have you actually thought of why?
Oh wow.
Well, researchers from all over the world.
I'm sorry
have been
about
studying
that.
the science and psychology
Yeah,
of
it's we live in an
They've discovered that our
to
brains
not
and our bodies
to be
are actually
to
hardwired
not
for
be
giving.
depressed in the modern
When we
day
give, our
capitalist
endorphins kick in
North
and
American
release this
world
natural high feeling.
would be
They've
ignorant.
actually called it
So I mean,
the
I'm not saying that's your
helper's high.
reason, that's your cause, but it's like I don't think there's no shame. We have to conquer that, and we have to conquer ourselves. Right? Like I'm not scrap all the time. I complain all the time.
It's our bodies.
No, I live in Ottawa. I live in Ottawa,
And that feeling
in
I got when I volunteered
in
for
Ontario, in Canada.
That's serotonin. Our body's happy transfer.
But yeah, Ninja Lifestyle's in Nevada.
But here's the icing on the cake.
I just know I'm online.
Our cortisol levels drop. This is our stress hormone. Giving reduces anxiety and stress, and it makes us happy.
Giving.
Now, what if I told you you could be happy every day? And it's simple. In fact, it's so simple, a 3-year-old can do it. Well, on my first son, Nick's 3rd birthday, I decided I was going to teach him how he could be happy every day. I was going to teach Nick to give. I introduced the idea over birthday cake and ice cream. Nick, we are going to start this super fun
Giving, she
fashion
said
project
giving makes you
together.
happy.
We are going to give back to the world.
You know what I'm
every
thinking of
day
doing?
for
I'm
one day.
thinking of making
Now I waited
making
to
a
see the
thing
excitement
on my
in his
channel
face.
where every time I
That excitement
complain
that I was feeling,
about other people,
and
how they
instead,
play a game or
he
something,
says,
I gotta
"Mama,
donate like
how many
$5 to
days
charity.
Oh yeah. Not
Just so
exactly
I
the
stop
response I was
complaining.
looking for. But Nick was
I don't
just
know if
great.
I'm gonna do that.
I had to approach this daily
I know
giving
I've said I
idea
might do it
a little
once or
differently.
twice, but like if I
This time I got
end
out
up
some
like
graph paper and a big box of crayons. And I
there's
started
definitely a
giving.
threshold cap on
Nick,
that
we're gonna do one thing to
idea.
be kind.
I think that would be funny.
helpful, Giving to a person, an animal, or the planet.
Because I would like
Every
to
day
eventually get
for
into giving more once I have like
365
lots of money, right? Like in the future, in the
Now,
near
when I shared
future,
this
but like
idea with friends and
in the
family,
future,
if I was being, shall we say, a little ambitious,
I want to learn the
I was
process
gonna
of
give
that
back
and get
to
over the
world every
emotional
day
barrier of
for
that.
365
That might be kind
days.
of complaint.
I agreed.
Yo,
It seemed like a lot.
QJJ1087, welcome,
But
welcome.
no,
I'm
it's
going
not
to delete
small.
your message.
Just one give. One
Actually, no,
give
I
at a
gotta
time.
ban you. Sorry.
Nick and I started a list just to get us going. It had to be easy and close to home. Donate towels and blankets to our local animal shelter. Pick up garbage. Recycle.
Yeah, I've been
Give
complaining a
clothes to
lot.
favorite charity. And our list went on. Well, Nick quickly caught on, and now he was excited. He was actually so excited he wanted to start that day on his birthday. So, first stop down to the local animal shelter to donate towels and blankets. Well, when we walked into that shelter, you instantly got hit by this.
Okay, I gotta
smell
start
of
like doing actual
somewhere between
lifting
wet
now.
dog
I
and
think.
disinfectant.
We can still talk and everything, but I
When
gotta
you
do
hear
some
dogs
reps in here.
barking, I knew they were locked in cages. They were behind a closed door.
I could do one more.
Nick handed our towels.
I got one more
and blankets
coffee,
over to the
actually.
nice lady behind the desk. She gave us a big smile and she thanked us for our donation. Well, as we turned to leave, Nick noticed 2 big glass doors that led into a room filled with cats. He went up to that glass and he peered in. And then he turned to me and he said, "Mommy, can you see those cats?"
I don't
See
feel
the one
any
that looked
shame in my
like that?
conditions.
Well,
That's
our
good.
blankets be for those cats.
That's really good.
He turned to the nice lady behind the desk and she said, "You bet."
I actually feel more frustration with
You
others'
could
lack
see
of
Nick's little brain
understanding.
going. He was making a connection
Yeah.
that his daily give was going to help those cats.
Oh, for sure.
Nick learned that very first day.
Yeah, I can totally understand
As
with
he turned to me and he smiled. And he said,
not
"Awesome,
directly about that, but about just about everything
that
else,
giving
anything
made
else.
him happy."
Fucking like
Day 2, down at the
You know what
beach
I
for a
mean.
little fun in the sun and a game. How much garbage could we pick up in 3 minutes or less?
yeah.
Because that was the
Twitch
attention
has helped
span
me.
of my 3-year-old.
I was quite like
Day 3.
depressed and
we took that
everything,
garbage
and I just
we
started
sorted it.
streaming,
At the ripe old age of 3,
and,
we've learned to recycle.
started working out,
Well, daily giving
and
quickly
it helps,
became
man.
routine for me.
Man,
Yeah,
gosh, I have
just
to
like
start.
when I brush my
I
teeth.
apologize. I have to.
Well, actually,
It's
come to think of
it's
it, it
it's
would be
different
easier
talking
teach
to
a 3-year-old to
a
give
camera
every day
and
than
like
it
a
is to brush their
microphone
teeth
said
every day.
person. Sorry, Jackie.
Nick asked if we could share our daily giving adventures with our friends and family so they
What
could
was I
follow
saying?
along. So that very first day, I started a
Yeah,
blog.
streaming has really helped with my depression, and especially working out with the endorphins.
Now, just so you know, I am not a writer or some social
It's helped
media
a lot
guru.
with my depression.
So
Made me really
you can
happy.
imagine how surprised I was.
What do you have to be depressed about?
Other than my friends and family. They started
Yeah.
reading and engaging from all over the world.
Yeah, I like doing physical activity because it makes me so tired. It pushes me. I lift weights because it pushes me to the point that I can't be sad, upset, depressed, anxious, happy. The only thing I can focus on, the only thing that's gonna get that like eighth rep up to that friggin' point is focus and 100% focus on the friggin' lifting. And in that moment, I feel like I'm free of any thought, any obligation, any expectation, any like age, any thought of age. All that's irrelevant. The only thing that matters is getting that bar up. You know what I mean? That's like, and in that moment, I'm like, I'm free. You know what I mean? That's why I like it. That's why I like speedrunning. That's why I like speedrunning hard levels too. Because in that moment,
This one took me by
you're just
surprise.
like, you're in it.
Could you really
And that's
teach
like,
365 give in the classroom?
it's crazy. It's cool. I love
I
it.
didn't know. I was just a mom.
So yeah,
But as
I
fate
like
has it, I got
lifting
hooked.
weights, or I
From a
got the
good
bike
friend,
here. I've been doing
She's
biking,
a
or you know.
elementary school teacher, and she
This
says,
thing is not about what I have to be stressed about. It's a chemical imbalance.
365
Oh yeah.
concept into my classroom.
I'm sorry about that.
My entire school.
For sure, yeah, but it's not about them, right? It's about you. It's they can say whatever they want. I know it's very hard and it's very strong and it sucks and it's harmful and words do hurt, obviously.
We called it
But
the 365 Gig Challenge.
some people just want to fucking
It's
start
unique
shit.
because it's
You know?
powered by the kids.
And it's like, no, I
They
don't.
choose how they're
I don't
gonna
want to
live.
live my life fighting.
Support
Some
causes
people like
that impact the
exist
world in
because
ways
they
that
like
they
fighting,
choose.
and it's like, like no, thank you.
We started in Sarah's school, and
Like,
I
I'd rather
couldn't
not.
wait to hear how the kids were going to give. A few weeks into the challenge, I went
Does
down
help
and met
nice.
with a grade 2
Drive
class,
straight
7
home, yeah.
kids.
Don't have to apologize.
When I walked into that classroom, I'm not sure who was more excited,
Yeah.
me or
Thank
the
you.
kids. First up was Armand.
I sometimes say things and I don't really think them through. Not all the time, but
He just couldn't wait to tell me all about the fresh baked cookies they had made and delivered to their local firehouse. They want to thank firefighters for all they did in their community.
I will start lifting, I
Armand
swear,
was
but
just beaming with
it's
pride.
having a great conversation.
Next up was Mia. Well, Mia's little cousin had suffered from cancer that year. And the kids, the entire class, they decided they were going to do a popcorn sale right at school. They
Oh,
raised
Marano, ¿qué pasa, amigo?
$252 over recess.
¿Cómo estás?
And they donated it to a charity that supports kids with cancer.
Like I said, no shame here. Wear proudly in a
But
sense.
this is
Wow,
the
for
part
sure, yeah.
that just about had me to tears.
For sure.
Because I could have never have dreamed.
Yeah, of course.
that my
Because you're
super
living
fun
an
family
amazing life,
project
and you're an
with my
incredible
son
streamer, and right, you know what I
could
mean?
cause
Like
a ripple to so many.
you're like a role model.
And it's what their teacher, Mrs. Story, said to me.
And to say that our society is
Jacqueline,
not
kids
completely
Or understanding how
unfair
their actions can make a better
would
world.
be ignorant. Unless
They
you're
connected them to each
one of
other
the
and their community.
oppressors,
And most
right?
importantly, it's making my classroom happy.
And it's a
The
trickle-down
365
effect
Gig
too, like
Challenge
the
has
food
now touched
quality.
Over 5,000 children in 25 schools, and we have only just begun.
Medication now.
The kids are sharing
Manage
their
it well. I
daily
try to give
living
myself a
stories
water.
with other kids.
I don't know that I'm a role model. I
And it's
appreciate you
creating a
sending me.
ripple
What
in the
what
families
medication?
and
What's the
communities
name of the medication, if you don't
around the
mind
world.
me saying? I've studied
The
biochemistry.
challenge was created for
I'm not a
kids,
pharmacologist.
but
I
it's
have
actually
not
for
studied
all of us.
pharmacology,
Doesn't
but I
matter
know a little bit about
where you
biochemistry.
live, what you do, or how old you are.
Is it
Just
an? I
imagine
would
if
guess
we
it
all did
it is an SSRI, maybe like a serotonin
Certainly just one child
reuptake
given
inhibitor.
every day. That's times 365 daily gifts.
Alright.
We share, and it's rippled to right here.
Thank you. Trin,
with all of you.
tonight.
Now let's take everybody in this
Wow,
room.
never heard of this.
Over 2,000 people times 365 daily gives.
I'm
That is
gonna
over
Google it. That's cool.
700,000 daily gives. It's no longer just one child giving every day, but each and every one of us. Creating a better world, a happier world. And it's so simple.
Thank you for telling me that.
It's a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth. Start your list today. Take a look at your life, your world.
Works by helping
your
to
family,
restore
your
the
day.
balance of certain natural
works for
substance serotonin in the brain.
Donate, volunteer.
It is an SSRI selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor and serotonin receptor modulator.
This is how we're gonna go.
Very cool. How long have you been on that? Hope it's been helping. It definitely balances. It's a balancer, right? It's a modulator. It's a.
And we can make the world a better world.
It's a yeah.
A happier world. One give, one day at a time.
Each person's different, you know. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I guess I don't have an opinion on it. Just it's a modulator of serotonin in the body. And these ones are new molecules, the new variants, which have much more targeted effect. Because the old ones, they were so brute in their like chemical structure. But now they've really have the ability to narrow down exactly the molecule or the receptor, and it's not associated with other things. You know what I mean? Happiness is all in your mind. Is this? God, I hope this isn't. She's gonna have a short. If she starts talking some like airy fairy stuff. Yo, Wade! Hello. I can't even remember what I'm talking about, man. What's up, man? Better than a year now. It's been really great. Nice. Oh, that's good.
So I want to
Oh, that's good.
With
Yeah,
a
that's
few
good.
questions.
The issue is the start, right? And
I
because
know
some
a
people
lot
won't
of
react well to
other
it.
Presenters
Oh
have
my God.
already asked you questions.
I don't think I can listen to this. Let's see.
And they've been kind of hard questions. But the
It's called
questions I'm
happiness
going
is
to
all
ask
in your
you
mind.
Are very, very simple. And I promise you'll be able to answer these. Alright, are you ready for your first one? Okay. Your first question is, you don't have to answer out loud. Are you having a good day? Okay, you got your answer? Alright.
If you're a breakthrough, that's good.
My second
Cooking
question
first meal,
for you
nice, dude.
is, why, if you're having a good day, why are you having a good day? Or if you're having a bad day, why are you having a bad day?
Because of Twitch and everyone in the chat. Because of Blue Fire, Wade, Maine, and Marano Guadalupe. That's why I'm having a
So I
great day.
have one more question for you. This should be the easiest one of all. My last question is, tomorrow,
Oh, Blue Fire!
would you rather have a good day? Or would you rather have a bad day?
A good day.
Do you have your answer for that one? What about the day after tomorrow? What about Sunday? Let's see. Yeah, that's right.
Sunday.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh my God,
Sunday.
dude. Dude
How
and
about
do that.
Monday? Would you like to have a good day or a bad day on Monday? Tuesday? Wednesday? Thursday? Friday? This time next week? A good day or a bad day? So that last question, like I said, is probably the easiest one for us to answer. Because we know the answer to that, don't we? We want to have a good day. every day. Did anyone in the room answer yes? I want to have a bad day on Monday. Of course not. We all want to have a good day every day. So this is really speaking to the type of happiness that we
Nice,
all
man.
wish for in our heart of hearts.
Mexico?
We have a good day when we are happy.
That's so cool.
And we
Guadalupe.
want to be happy every day. There's never a day
I'm gonna Google
when we
Guadalupe
don't want to
right
be
now.
happy.
I've never been to Mexico. Unfortunately, I want to go.
But whether or
Yo
not we
nunca
have good days
estaba
or bad days really
en
depends upon
México.
how we answered the second question. Do you remember the
Infelizmente.
second question?
Yo quiero ir
What was the second question?
mucho.
Why? Why am I having a good day? Why am I having a bad day?
She's
So one thing that my teacher says, his name is
Wow.
Gyges Gyapsa, and he says that
wow, na ilha.
much of the time
Tá na
our
ilha
mind is
Guadalupe.
like a balloon in the
Que
wind,
louco.
blown
Wow.
here and there by external circumstances. Do you know that
That's so
feeling?
cool, dude. Look where this guy
He
is.
says when things are going well, when they're going our way, we feel happy.
That's so cool.
But then if something goes wrong,
Es mucho legal.
for example, he says
Es
if we're
mucho
forced
legal.
to work with a colleague that we dislike,
That's cool, man.
but I'm sure none of you have colleagues you dislike, right?
Okay, I'll start. I gotta start. Let's start.
He says if we're forced to work with someone we dislike, or if
I'm
something
probably gonna have
doesn't
to
go our
change
way,
her though.
then our
She's
happy
really bringing me
feeling
down. She's bringing the energy
disappears.
way down. Finding happiness within yourself. From within.
Hey, let me guess. You clicked on this video.
Sorry, Abby. Abby Winslow. Check her out, Abby Winslow. But I'm not interested. Break the addiction and negative thoughts of
but
emotion.
you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality.
Jesus, we need some fucking.
Hi, I'm HC.
Excellent, yeah. Yo trato de hablar en español para tú. Ah, necesito practicar más. Ah. Mucho bueno. Mucho gusto.
We are in a state of bizarre paradox, a place of negative evolution. We have made sleep deprivation a symbol of ambition, and rested a symbol of laziness.
There was how to end stress, unhappiness, and anxiety to live in a beautiful state. Like Louisiana. Yo, thanks for being here. God.
I share a fable with you, for stories are ways of immortalizing messages. Two monks, Yesmi and Nomi, are returning back to the monastery across the river. Since the river had risen that day, she was feeling miserable that she will not be able to go back to her toddler, and her child would cry for her all night.
How to manage your mental health. Leon Taylor. Prolonged psychological stress is the enemy of our mental health. Physical movement is our best weapon to respond. Wow. But look at this guy. This guy looks like a friggin' G.I. Joe. Dang. It's like, how do you manage your mental health? Well, you look like friggin' Brad Pitt.
How many parents have we got in here? Give me a quick wave. Oh, loads of you. Okay, well, I was a hyperactive child. I drove my parents up the wall with my endless amounts of energy.
It's pretty parts of Louisiana, not just where I live. It's pretty boring, suburban here. Oh, I want to go to Louisiana so bad. I was thinking of taking my vacation there one summer. Because I have a drone, I want to go fly my drone in like some of those mangroves and wetlands and beautiful stuff. I'm also like a tree ecologist, so that's like my big thing. Okay, here we go. Let's start.
And then he proceeded
Thank you
to share
for
with him
being
some
here.
other
50.
job
Number
related
50.
interventions that they might
Can you
want to
believe it?
consider. And for whatever
Wow.
reason, my mum and dad balked at this. They decided that they
Thank you
would
everyone for
find
being here. I think
another way.
Big Scan has been here for
So they gave
everyone.
me away to other people
Oh yeah,
to
if you
look
ever
after.
make your way down here, me. Oh wow,
Those
nice.
friends and
Sure,
family, but
yeah,
that
that'd be
didn't work
great.
Because everyone got very
For
busy.
sure.
And they were left. My mum and dad were left.
Yeah, it would
with
be
their
like
child
a voyage.
at
I
the
would
age of their
definitely
tether. You know, there's a
plan to
picture of my
drive
mum and dad on
there,
their wedding day. They looked
spend
young,
time.
healthy, vital. And there's a picture of the three of us less than 2 years later, and they look as though they've aged 25 years.
I think I told you my first stream. I had a live webcam of Bourbon Street, I think.
And that's when my life of activity started, way before.
And it was so
I can
cool,
even
so
remember.
chill. The sun setting. I was
swimming
playing
from
Mario. I was
day
trying
dot.
to
I
learn
went to
Kaizo.
mother and baby
Terrible at
gymnastics
Kaizo.
before I was 1
Alright, here
year
we
old. That turned into tumble tots.
Tour
And
names I love
was
showing the city.
taking
Oh,
part
that's
in
awesome.
any
That's cool.
physical activity that was going, and every sport that I was able to do at the age that I was at. And magical things started to happen. I became easier to manage. And I'm glad my parents went down the physical activity route, because my dreams of going to the Olympic Games started when I was 6 years old. I watched the Olympic Games on the TV in 1984, and I told my dad then that I wanted to go to the Olympic Games. I used to get the Guinness Book of World Records at Christmas, and I would write down in my best handwriting my time next to the world record holder to see how many minutes I needed to take home. And I'm glad my parents went down this route, because when I was 9, or just before I was 9, I started diving. And that was one of the many sports that I tried, but actually, within a short space of time, it was clear to me
Wow.
that diving was the sport for me.
Hit me up. Nice.
Ultimately, I followed my Olympic dreams in the sport of diving.
No one needs to
competing
shame to see
at
people.
3 Olympic
Nice.
Games and even winning.
Oh
an
yeah,
Olympic medal in
we read that already.
2004.
Sorry.
And none of that
When I
would
like
have
do
been
a set,
possible
my brain
if
like
Mum and Dad hadn't chosen
all thoughts are
physical
on just
movement
the action, you
as
know.
my medicine.
Okay, we'll do biceps.
So it's widely known the negative effects of inactivity on someone's physical health and the associated risk of disease. But what's really concerning me is the link between inactivity and someone's mental health. Now, can I just check with you here today in London, just by a show of hands, how many of you know someone close to you who has suffered or is suffering with in some way their mental health? Just give me a quick, wow. Pretty much every hand went up. This is a huge issue today. You know, in a recent index of over 300 diseases, mental health problems were the largest cause of the overall disease burden worldwide. Here in the UK, a 2016 official survey showed that nearly 20% of those 16 and over are suffering with symptoms of either depression and or anxiety. And there's a huge percentage of the population who don't necessarily have a diagnosable mental health problem, but who are suffering with their mental health. It seems that stress and overwhelm are so commonplace in today's society, and although stress in itself is not a mental health issue, it's often the starting point.
I think my biceps are done for today.
Could you imagine what our world would be
I
like
think I
if
rushed
we
the biceps.
had very few mental health issues?
I gotta give them another day or
We
two.
could drastically reduce the number of people who are suffering. Well, I believe we can. I think there's something that we can do even
Well, we can do
more
like bench press and V-sits and bike and stuff.
I'd like to argue that we spend too much time stuck in our heads and not enough time in our bodies. Thinking isn't necessarily the solution.
Right, you
to
know,
our
like,
problems.
I see people
Thinking is
working out
often
every
the
day
cause,
on Twitch, and it's
especially
like,
when we get stuck in a pattern of overthinking.
I waited 2 days, 48 hours, and I have to wait
leads
more.
to
It's crazy.
psychological stress. And according to the World Health
I still can do bench
Organization,
and V-sits and bike and
stress
stuff.
is a global health epidemic. So what can we do? We can move more. We can physically move. Because, physically moving changes absolutely
I'll do a V-sit
everything.
to rest my
When
arms.
I say everything, I mean our experience of the world. And what else is there? Fascinating things happen biochemically in the brain when we move. The first thing that happens when we begin to move physically, the human nervous system recognizes this as a moment of stress. And in order, as it thinks you're about to fight or flee from an enemy, and in order to protect you, your brain releases a chemical, a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Fancy name, BDNF for short. BDNF repairs the brain, protects the brain, and it also plays a key role in creating new neurons, specifically in the hippocampus area of the brain. Alongside this, another chemical is released, one that you may be more familiar with, endorphins. Endorphins are often attributed to the high that we feel after moving physically, but their role is to dumb down any discomfort that we might encounter from fighting or fleeing from that enemy. So essentially, it's the chemical mix of BDNF and endorphin which explain why things are often clearer and we feel more at ease after moving physically. But how does this show up in the real world? How do we experience this? Well, moving physically in the short term immediately changes our state. Thanks. Immediately changes our state. It boosts our mood and it releases the build-up of stress in our human nervous system. And over the long term, consistent physical movement changes the structure of our brain. It boosts self-esteem and decreases the biological reaction to psychological stress.
Oh, it's so good. It burns so
Psychological
good.
stress is clearly the enemy to our mental health. And it's physical movement that is our best weapon to respond. This isn't new. Cicero, who was around over 2,000 years ago, arguably one of Rome's greatest orators, said this: "It is exercise alone that supports the spirits and keeps the mind in vigour." And he was right. And it seems more applicable now than ever. There's a whole body of research showing that movement is an effective intervention on more serious mental health issues. In 2013, there was a study into depression that showed that meditative movement, in this case it was yoga, qigong and tai chi, were effective in reducing symptoms of depression in all participants in that particular study. A few years later, a separate study showed that regular yoga practice as an intervention, and it must be regular, was effective in reducing the symptom severity of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, even in some cases, so much so that PTSD diagnosis was no longer valid. A different type of movement intervention was used to combat anxiety disorders. It was shown that aerobic exercise actually was a fantastic intervention into those who are suffering. Those with anxiety, when they experience a physiological change that they are fearful of, for example, an increased heart rate, when it's through aerobic exercise, it helped make the fight-flight response, their stress system, less reactive, and therefore building a resilience and a tolerance to such symptoms, resulting in infrequent, less frequent, and less intense anxiety episodes. And finally, Fritz and O'Connor in 2016 showed that 20-minute bouts of medium intensity exercise successfully reduced symptoms of those with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. And that's certainly reflective of how movement was used as an intervention when I was younger. So what would happen if we reclaimed our mental health by moving more? Well, there's two actions that you can all take. The first one is when you find yourself in a context where you're stressed, whatever that is. Maybe you're hunched over the laptop. Maybe it's a completely different context. When you're stressed, you're poisoning your body. There's chemical changes taking place. Cortisol is going through the roof. Adrenaline is going through the roof. And if you don't change that, then you're poisoning your body. The thing that you do is get up and go for a walk, if that is available to you. If you're physically not capable of that, even just changing your posture and the rhythm of your breath is enough to change the chemicals in the brain and move you from stress more towards wellness. The most important thing here is we disrupt this constant pattern. We disrupt the build-up of stress, and do this as often as you can. And the second long-term solution is a challenge. I challenge you to find your movement, your physical movement, sport, activity. It doesn't matter what it is, but there's something very important at play here. And I learnt this the hard way. So clearly, diving was my movement, and you'd think that someone like me who used to train for 7 hours a day, 6 days a week, would be one of the most mentally well people around because of all of that movement. But that wasn't the case in my experience. The Olympic Games in Sydney in 2000 ended up 4th, and I knew that they couldn't get any closer to my dreams. That next year, things started to go south. I had a reconstructive shoulder surgery on my right shoulder. I had 7 months of painstaking rehabilitation, and I made it back to fitness only to have to go under the knife once again for a second shoulder reconstruction on this same shoulder, and then I fell into a ditch. For the next 8 months, life wasn't fair. I fell into a depression. I was training and training and training, obsessing on all of the detail, knowing exactly what I needed to do, and I was stuck because something was missing. I hit rock bottom. I'm stood on a poolside, away from the crowds, with tears rolling down my face. My shoulders are hunched, and I've given up because I've tried everything.
48 hours. I gotta give another hour, a few days
my
for
mentor
my
that came up
biceps,
to me
but I can
at
still
that
do
time,
bench.
and he gently put his hand on my shoulder, and he asked me a question. He said, Leon, remind me, why do you do this sport? Because I enjoy it. He said, well, why haven't I seen you smile for the past 8 months? And that was it. The reason I chose the sport in the first place over all of the sports I went into when I was young is because I enjoyed it. And because of the stress and the pressure that I was putting myself in, I was stuck in that negative spiral. I made one change when I went back to training the very next day. I put a smile on my face, and it was like that. It was a forced smile to start with, but that negative spiral very quickly started to go the other way. I found the joy in the movement once again. Every single training session, every single dive, every single weight I lifted, I found it didn't make it easy, but I found the joy in it. And that negative spiral went the other way, and I was back on track after my Olympic dreams. So my challenge to you, this isn't exercise for exercise.
I'm trying to
This
go on
isn't
2 days
forcing
rest,
yourself to go
but
to the gym. This isn't movement for movement's sake. This is
I think I need to.
movement. The movement that fills
I
you
always
with
usually
joy.
go on 3 days rest
So I
at
challenge you
least.
to be creative, walk, run, swim, dive, play tennis, kick a football. Even head off to one of
That's
those
okay, though.
early morning sober raves. That's the thing. You should try them. Whatever you need to do, but the magic ingredient here is enjoyment. So what would happen if we moved more? And what is possible for movement as an intervention? Well, a number of years ago, I was asked to work with a young man as an executive coach. I was to be his performance coach, and on paper, things were looking amazing because he was a high flyer, accelerating through a massive organisation here in London. He was already almost at the top of the very tree. But in reality, things were very different. When I sat down with him, I discovered that things were very dark. He was suffering with bipolar disorder. He was under the care of a psychiatrist, and over the past 5 or 6 years, The symptom severity of his bipolar disorder had slowly been increasing, and therefore the medication he was on subsequently was being upped and upped and upped, and he found himself to a point where it was tearing him, his young family apart, and he was right on the edge. We made one intervention. I asked him what he loved to do movement-wise. He proceeded to tell me a story of how he used to love to run when he was younger. So he built a series of behaviours and habits around running. He started to go running frequently. Before long, in a number of weeks, he'd already joined a local running club. And this journey went
Be right
on,
back.
and 6
I will be
months
back
down the line, he ran
in less than a
this
minute.
local half marathon with his wife, his children, extended friends and family cheering him on the most momentous day. And over that period, the symptom severity of his bipolar disorder had been reduced so much that he was taken off pretty much all of his medication. The side effects that were plaguing him had faded away, and from a mental health point of view, he was in the best place he'd been for over a decade, because running was his movement. So there's a beautiful quote that I'm going to leave you with from Thomas Jefferson, who said this: "Exercise and application produce order to our affairs, health of body, cheerfulness of mind, and those make us precious to our friends." So in this world of stress, overwhelm and overthinking, we need to get out of our heads and back into our bodies. We need to physically move more, because if we don't, the children of this world will continue to model our behaviours of stress and inactivity, and this mental health unwellness will continue to rise. So here today, let's start a movement for movement. I challenge you to reclaim your mental health by finding your movement, the movement that fills you with joy, and do it as often as you can. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being here. Let's find a good video. like a really good. How to find happiness? Come on, that's a pretty good search. Finding happiness within yourself. What makes a good life? Letting go. How to get over the end of a relationship. It's also sad, but stop your thoughts from controlling your life. That's God. I think we just gotta put on Bill Burr again.
I can't believe you believe in this shit. I'm just making all of this up.
to another episode of Anything Better. This is episode 10. We reached double digits. Who's number 10? Eli Manning. Who else is number 10?
There might be a lot more swearing now, but
Dennis Rodman. Who else is number 10?
I wore number 10 in Little League.
Bill wore number 10 in Little League. Who's number 10?
JoJo White.
JoJo
Boston
White.
Celtics.
Oh, wow. There's two number 10s Yankee retired that I can't even think of right now. But anyway, you guys are listening to
Chris Chambliss.
Was it Chris Chambliss? No.
Chris Chambliss was number 10.
Wow, nice. We're missing so many quarterbacks too. Anyway, guys, you're
yo,
listening to the
Dick,
best
yo,
podcast in the world.
man,
Please
thank you,
like
man.
and subscribe.
We'll go down in history. Yo, thanks, dude. Thanks to you, man. I think you've been here. I said earlier. I think you've been here every one of those, man. Yo, thanks a lot. I know it's a big deal. I'm super hyped on it. I was looking forward to it big time. I've been planning this a long time. You know it. You know I've been trying to get 52 in before May 22nd, right? Then that'd be 52 in a year, at least once a week with a broken arm. I didn't want to make too big a deal. Yo, little Mike, man.
How rough was it?
I started thinking
Little
about
Meek.
you when you called me that time at that Albany thing that you ultimately
what's
turned
up,
into
guys?
a bit. It
Yeah,
didn't
thanks,
quite get
guys.
there, but the dude came on.
I'm gonna try looking into the camera and speaking. I know it's a little weird. I'm gonna try what Spokesy does. He looks to the camera.
And what scared me was I saw one of the flight attendants have a little giddy
Yo,
up in her
what's
step
up?
getting
What's
back
up,
to the
guys?
seat. And dude, then the thing just started going, and I'm like, all right.
Oh,
There's a guy next to me.
this actually has me wanting to go for a walk, so I'll catch you later. Yo, Blue Fire. Catch you later. Thank you for being here, hanging out,
70s, dressed to the nines,
saying hey, all the
just sit
info.
there like this. And what I was doing, I felt like a
Alright,
bitch.
let's do. I gotta rest my biceps. I already did a couple curls. I might do a couple more benches, and I'll do the exercise bike. But my arms, my biceps, I have to let it rest. But yeah, man, 50. I'm pretty hyped. 48-hour rest, right?
And all these other fucking airlines like American and United got you packed like sardines because they don't give a fuck. But that's just for
Fuck Delta Airlines.
hey.
Everybody has status. They're fucking everyone.
Hey, but you know what? They're keeping
You buy a first class ticket, you're gonna be one of the last people to get on that fucking plane. You buy a I buy a first class ticket so I don't have to fucking wait for animals like you to get on the plane. Or diamond medallion,
They all do that
or
shit.
coconut sparkly level. Anybody with an ear infection and you just fucking standing there. When does group 1? How am I group 1 when 9 other fucking people?
Remember that Key and Peele sketch?
The sea of triple starts walking up, Paul, and it's all bullshit. They're like Eddie Murphy in fucking Trading Places. They're pulling their legs up and shit.
The Key and Peele sketch where they go, now any military babies? And this baby just had a full-fledged military uniform. Anyway, so I'm looking over at the dude because I want to see if his hands are gripping the arm bars like mine were. Because it started to get a little bit, and he just stoic. He just had his hands like this, and he just had his head down and his eyes closed. And I'm going, all right, dude, there's no way this guy's not feeling what's happening here, so he's either praying.
Alright, here we go, V-sits.
Or that's
He's at peace with his life.
yeah.
He's right with the Lord, as they say.
Yeah. And I'm going, fuck, man. I'm not even, I just started going like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
man, thanks,
I
dude.
just want to get to my hotel. I just started
Consistency.
going through the whole thing. I had a rough.
It's been
but
good
before I got
for
into
me and
that,
my
before I was
happiness.
going to get into that, I saw you, as I was doing the intro for Anything Better episode 10, you looked like
Thanks,
a
man.
hungry dog who was
Thanks
waiting
for
to
the
go.
tips.
So I'm going to give you the floor, sir.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, if the pilot goes, this is going to be bumpy the whole way, that's not bad. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
If you just hear behind closed door the pilot be like, that's when you got to get nervous. But if they know what they're getting, this is like the best we can get you. I am a little concerned with global warming and the crazier weather we're going to be having. I'm wondering how that's going to be affecting aviation. But what the fuck do I know? But let me get into what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Man, the upper abs.
So right before I came here, I was coming back from the dentist. I keep clean little light day I fall. I'm not smoking or anything. I'm just gonna start talking
so
like
good.
this.
Well, you got nice straights, too.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, I did the Invisalign and I kept wearing the mouth guard.
Yeah,
I mean, they were
I'm
all right
super
up here,
hyped on
down here,
50,
they're a
man.
little fucked up.
I'm excited to see how far into the future.
Those
Like,
weren't good. Those
let's
were
just keep
crooked.
adding
So
on to
anyways,
them, right? Stack it.
So I stopped off
You know?
at this health food place to get a lentil.
I'm not being arrogant.
burger.
I'm just being excited. You know.
Always excited. It was actually good. They put
Yeah, it's
jalapenos
exciting,
and
Bill.
sauce on it, and also had like a bread bun. So I really didn't. I might as well.
I'm
put it in
positive.
the cow, right?
It's an
I am
impossible
being
burger.
positive.
Yeah, it's impossible to taste good. Fuck out of here. Give me
It does taste good. It tastes so fucking good. I won't eat one.
Really?
Dude, there's always a price to pay. There's a reason why ice cream makes you so fat. It tastes that good. You can't have something taste that fucking good. It's not a cow, man, and blah, 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 and it's all fucking red, and it looks like meat. They're trying to make it look like something bled to death here, and it didn't. So that's some sort of yellow dye number 5 they're putting in it. Dude, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's my thing. I never ate low-fat ice cream. I'm eating this shit because then they got to dump all this sugar in it to make it even, taste better. So anyway, I go into this fucking health food place, right? All these emaciated people leaning up on stuff so they don't tip over. That's not true. They're all in great shape and their skin was glowing. And I go in there and there's the guy in front of me. I'm standing on the circle, Paul, because I'm one of those people that says stand here, I stand there. I don't sort of fucking wander in, my mask hanging down here like a fucking dope, right? So this guy's standing there. He's at the front cash register. He has his sunglasses off, his mask is off, and he's leaning towards the glass like this. And there's a glass partition, and on the other side, this person is holding up a machine. And he's just sitting there staring at the machine. And I walked in the middle of this, like, what the fuck is going on? And this lasts for like a minute. I'm like, what are they doing? They're trying to like, it was like when they give you a front end alignment, and they're looking at your headlights, except they were looking at his face trying to move this thing. And then finally he looks at his phone, he goes, okay, they got it, I'm good. He goes, you good? And he said, yeah, fantastic. And then they took it down, and then the guy just left. So I walk up, and I said, what was that all about? And they said, oh, he just paid with his face. Dude, how fucking stupid. He goes, the machine recognizes his face that is then connected to his credit card number. How fucking dumb, how fucking lazy are you that you can't take your credit card out and go, duh, and then take the stupid pen and sign it? You're going to give these cunts your face and tie it to your credit card number. I was literally standing behind the next Lee Harvey Oswald. I'm going to see that guy in about 3 months getting dragged in with a big fucking knot on his face. Oh, so I'm the patsy? He just paid with his face, Paul. And this is the thing about that. Human beings are such fucking idiots that they're going to see that, and enough of the herd's going to be like, I want to pay with my face. I want to have the latest thing because I don't have a dream that I've locked into that this is how I live my life. I want to do the face thing. And then everybody's going to be doing the face thing, and then they're going to phase out the fucking credit card, and then I'm going to have a meltdown on the last day you can use a fucking credit card, and my wife's going to get mad at me because I have a temper. That's how it's going to go.
Dude,
this guy, if you saw this fucking idiot, like leaning into the fucking thing, I swear to God, somebody should just put 2 behind his ear right there, and just put him out of his misery.
I picture somebody going, how much is it, 250?
What about when you pay, you think they charged you too much? You'd be like, it's so fucking dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, you're in a strip club. You're in a strip club going to the 18, whatever. You got to pay the stripper with your face. You're like,
I thought you were going somewhere with eyes, or like they were doing some sort of test on his eyes or senses. When you said he paid with his face, dude,
he's essentially microchipped. It's microchip light. And then what's going to be like, oh, it hurts my back to lean into the screen. I just want to do this. Oh, dude, you got the microchip on your wrist? Dude, I do a little dip. I got it on the back of my shoulder. Everybody's going to have some douchey way. It's like this fucking idiot came up to me the other night. I was doing a show, right? Everybody's got masks on. And I overheard this person going, you'll be able to recognize me because of this. And she had like a bedazzled mask. Yeah. Like that made her different and special. I knew the second the mask came out. I go, there's only a moment of there's like a 6-day alley here where everyone's going to have the same mask before douchebags, the loud muffler guys. Yeah. That's like the latest thing. You have a weak engine, but a loud exhaust system going down the fucking street. And I'm sitting there. I can see the guy for the next 10 miles. And he's making this noise like he's driving around a fucking racetrack. And it's like, with all of that noise, shouldn't you be disappearing over the horizon? Shouldn't I have been like, what was that? Was that a jet?
Oh,
anyway.
Man. No, I got to give you credit for something, because you called something years ago and I was like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. And it has haunted me ever since. Every time I go to buy something, Bill, the email is now part of the field that needs to be required to be filled out. So the way, like, you have to, if you try click done,
you just give them a fake one.
Then it comes up red. Dude, I have fucking all these emails that I have to now put in my junk mail because they're asking for my phone number, my email. I try not to give the phone number ever.
No. My fake phone number is 3 area codes in a row plus the number 5.
Oh, that's a good one.
My fake email is at something.com. That's from fucking old school. You know it. Frank the Tank. You know it. You know it.
It feels so good.
I love it when it tastes your lips. It's great when it touches your lips.
We were talking, one of the best, dude. One of the best, like, small roles of a movie ever.
Yeah, because he adds so much. Just saying, it's so good when it touches your lips. That is the coolest way of just showing what an addict this guy is and what a drinking problem he has. That the way he was saying that, he sounded like he was on like the Food Network.
Yeah,
like the Food Network. Something about cooking. They always have to have like the happiest kind of like it's going to be okay that you're an adult music.
Remember, he was revving his Thunderbird. He was like, it was like a beautiful afternoon, and he's revving his Thunderbird, and she comes out with a tray. She was like the perfect wife. She comes out with a tray of lemonade, and he goes, "Thanks, honey." And then he walks from the driver's side to the hood of the car, and he just points at nobody. Goes, "What's up, Mike?"
Yeah,
his neighbor. Oh, dude!
I think he had a Firebird, didn't he?
A Firebird. Frank the Tank is just so fucking funny, dude. Because I don't know if we're going to maybe Home Depot. I don't know if we're going to have enough time. A nice little Saturday, actually.
I could never figure out if that was product placement by saying it and they were making money, or they were really commenting on how sad, like, that suburban existence is, just going from one chain store to another chain store to another. Then later on tonight, we're going to hit the Olive Garden.
Oh, he goes, we had at the Olive Garden the other night. He goes, which was lovely. which was lovely. And he goes, yeah. He goes, then I see this thong. He was talking about the thong. He goes, and then she has some crazy underwear. And he goes, I don't know what that is. I never saw anything like that. And he goes, are we not in the safe circle? Are we not? He goes, no, we are. You're
making me want to watch that again.
Oh, dude, that's a...
Dude, then my next thing, right? Dude, my fucking sewage system out to the street literally shit the bed. Right? It was like, I don't want to talk about it. But what's great now is all the toilets are working, Paul. Because what happened back in the day, they'd have the cast iron sewage pipe, but they had sections of it. And over the years, as the house settles and earthquakes out here, you end up having, it breaks open a little bit. And then tree roots get in there, grow right through it. And then the crap coming out of your house, eventually you have a problem. So they had to dig all of that up.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, that cost me a Ford F-150. I'm not even brand new F-150.
Oh. Fuck.
Cloth seats, but still. So I don't think it's an F-150, whatever. Maybe a Ranger. So then, because then they had to fix this other plumbing. See me rubbing my face, Paul? Because then they had to fix this other stuff that they found. Yeah. So then today, I feel like I'm getting on the other side of that. Okay, and my wife sends me a picture showing how she opened a door and the door came off the hinges. And she goes, You see, it came off the hinge. I think you need to take the door all the way off. And see, this is why I think we need all new doors in the house, because they're cheap and blah, blah. They're not cheap. They're old. They're like part of the house. But the door didn't fail. The hinge didn't fail. The screw didn't fail. It's the piece of wood for over the years. All we need one piece of wood and someone to paint it the same off-white and then just drill it back in. That's all we need. And I'm literally sitting there at the dentist counting the doors in the house. Closet, because they all got to match, Paul.
Oh, of course.
And so, no, that's not happening. I'm just going to...
Oh, shit, what
just
happened?
played out in our front yard with that fucking sewage pipe. Okay? So we're just gonna get the piece of wood. They're gonna paint it the same color, and then we're just gonna screw this thing back into the fucking... I'm not gonna say fuck. You know, I might say, yeah, I think eventually we could replace those, but just with the cost of the new sewage system, we might as well hold off. We'll just get a piece of wood, and then I'll just pray to God that none of them... She doesn't like the doors, Paul.
You know what's funny is that my wife used to do that when I was on the road. She would send me a picture or do something that I honestly had no control over in that moment. And I would be in a hotel bed in Chicago. And she would say, the dog did this, you gotta get rid of him. We gotta find some, and I'm going like, I'm on the road right now. I can't do anything. Or like when I go to the city for a spot, and she'll just go, not for nothing, what was the deal with the garbage and everything like that? And I actually fantasized about getting in a horrible car accident and having them tell her, yeah, he was actually looking at this email. The last thing he was looking at while he was driving was this email before this horrible wreck, and it said it was you doing that, and then just have her fucking live with that. I actually fantasized about that. I fantasized about a police officer saying we don't know if he's going to make it, but we do know that he was reading this text on the FDR.
You know why that is? You know why you had to have that fantasy, Paul? Because you've given up on just trying to communicate. Hey, not for nothing. Can you not send me these stupid ass texts about shit that you could fucking handle while I'm driving down a tree-lined street? Dude, not for nothing is passive aggressive too.
Oh, behind every great man's a woman trying to take credit for it.
Yes.
No. Anyway, no, I love my wife's great. I love my wife, What are you gonna do? It's jokes.
There you go. Cover your bases when you're going.
Oh boy. Hope she doesn't see this one. No, my wife, dude, seriously, without my wife, I would be fucking... She was the one that got me a life insurance policy. Because I was the dumb guy going like, I'm 33. I'm not... What am I... We'll do that, and she goes,
yeah,
no.
You want to get it now because the rate will be way lower.
Yeah. So,
you want to start giving these fucking thieves your money now.
Dude. Yeah. It's, Oh, let's talk about this.
Paul, because God forbid you're driving in town for a spot and, she gives you shit because you put a celery stalk down the garbage disposal.
Bill, both of our teams made it, so we saved a little face here, okay? Sweet 16.
I don't like that you keep... I don't need to save any face, Paul. I called from the coin toss to the color of the Gatorade. This ugly face did not need to be saved. You went into the river. I pulled you out.
All right, the past is the past, okay? The Super Bowl is over. Yeah, no, Gonzaga and Michigan.
You know who I was just doing that? I was just doing Brody Stevens. I pulled you out. I buzzed you in. Go ahead.
Dude, rest his soul, one of the funniest things I've ever seen Brody Stevens do was when he was on Conan, and he goes, come on, he goes, a lot of energy on this side, not so much from this side. And then he goes, come on, he goes, I've done table reads on this lot.
Yeah. I hated how people didn't get that.
I've done table reads on this lot is the greatest fuck. I cried laughing. I cry laughing, dude. I've done table and my new favorite thing, and shout out to Chip Chipperson on All Things Comedy. My new favorite thing in the world is when Chip Chipperson goes, why? He goes, God damn it. He goes, why is my picture not big on the website? He goes, the Phil Burr and Burt Kreischer and Billy Lee. God damn it, I'm not happy.
Yeah, fucking developed.
I'm gonna be trying infiltration again soon. I was watching some essay videos,
A couple people, and it was my first time. And when you talk,
and I think there's a lot of places that I can improve.
He's like
So I'm
listening
pretty excited
like
about
this
that.
with his hands, like agreeing with you, dude. I'm telling you, it's like my new Borat. Like that's how much I love it. I love it. He goes, yeah, well, you know, that's true, Paul. You know, and then he goes, and then he got real serious. Like, oh, you've had a Komodo dragon as a pet? Yeah, I have. It's like that. And I had a snake with him too, and he has names, dude. It's like I love shit like that, little shit like that. All right, Bill. Here's the deal. Under over. Me and Stacy have not. Here we go. Ready? Me and Stacy have not fought for 3 days, but I'm upset. Under over. I hold it.
God, bury the under. Bury the under.
It's in. That's the thing, you know.
It's a lot.
Pretty good. I think my arms are done for today. Yo, Gummy! Wanna try Villa Agent? Nice! Villa's hard to play? Yeah, but whatever, man. Go for it, dude. Are you gonna try for the clip? I want to learn the clip too, man. I don't know if you started seeing my stream after. I was doing some Villa Perfect Agent. I didn't get any completions, but I was learning the route. Maybe a few months ago. So I want to go back and get at least a completion in Perfect Agent. But I do also want to do Agent to learn the clip into the basement.
I know how you are, Paul. Because when you have shit that you want to say,
you don't need to do the clip, right? You could probably get like a 113 without the clip, maybe. No.
But when
like,
it's with your wife, you start getting heated.
It's possible without the clip, I'm saying.
So there's all this
I'm not saying that you would, you know. Not really familiar with PD? No worries. Like, I think, yeah, like top players would get like a 113 with no clip. Only got defection Asian times? Sick, dude. Oh, I didn't know that. Dude, that's sick. You got that clip? I've always wanted to try that one. Cool, man. What's your defection Asian time, man?
Would it fucking kill you?
You know what it is? I start nice, but all the ammo's been in. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna be back to Golden Knight too, but I've just really been thinking about infiltration.
Like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and all the guns are on the bench.
Because
that's what I do before the argument. Guns
like,
in, everything in. I got the ankle.
Ryan is run, and like David Clemens, they're going to play it like eventually. It's just a matter of time. So like my window of opportunity, not even like getting world record, just like passing some pretty good players. Oh, you got 45? Oh, that's cool, man. I don't know the time. I only know the clip time, right? Like, you know what I mean? Defection's the first level, right? Where you like go through the clip in the wall and stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
I've never done that though.
Tell you how awesome that is. Yeah, she's skating backwards with hockey skates, and she's 8 years old. So I'm gonna be going.
Well, she's got a thing, right? Your son's crushing the basketball and the football. So
I think Bunk 117 is like. I think I'm gonna play it like in between sessions, or just start off a session or end a session. You know what I mean? Just because it's like I'm not gonna grind out that randomness. It's not just blaming randomness. 17 is definitely based on skill, but you know what I mean? Me, this should be. Yeah, I want to learn it really bad. Possible. That's all good, man. That's good, dude.
I'm starting to say things to coaches.
Yeah, man.
Starting to say things
no
to
clipping,
coaches
yeah.
in a not good way. I'm starting to go like, you know, it's starting to happen where I'm just going to go, look, we're going to keep giving you the 350 or what? You know, because like we're being
the luckiest warp ever on B1.
Understand? I got issues.
What do you mean?
Some of these
I remember you got boosted through the guards.
They charge, like there'll be like a camp or a clinic.
You mean through the door?
They charge.
Yeah.
You start to see that there's a lot of.
You got. I think he's got shot through it, right? I think you got shot and you warped it. I think at the same time. I think.
You know, I'll leave it.
Yeah, when you get into the filthy world of sending your child to some advanced sports thing, Dude, you know every dad there thinks their kid's gonna be a fucking draft pick in a professional thing, and you know, a league. And at that, all those dads are there. It's about them. It's about them.
Dude, one dad's lying. One dad, they told me about this guy that just flat out lied. He goes, yeah, dude, my son's got the record for threes in the thing. And I'm like, his son doesn't even, guy just made it up, dude. It's like, I'm starting to see that part of sports now. I'm starting to see,
well, what's going on with your nose? You gotta blow your nose? You're doing blow out there? What are you doing? You touched your nose like...
No, it's dry. Dry because I'm fucking this Florida.
Boost some more. My bar slaps really good. Yeah, man.
That's humid down there.
Yeah, it was.
What? Well, you know what? Listen, just anywhere cold. If he's clinically bronchial.
Oh.
Back slap on his neck, lol.
I don't want to go
I've decided I'm gonna go for more lower SXOO again. I was watching some runs and I realized there's a few places I could really increase my speed if I strafe a little earlier in the second room.
That knows Goodfellas. The guy that sat down with them.
Even just to shoot to get that guard to kneel in order for me to strafe and to kill him later.
Who was doing that for the 5 mob families in New York. That's the real guy.
And I might try the Mark Rutsu guard lure. I think he has a 139, and he lures the not the guard right by the mainframe, but the other two, the other three.
By the way, I was thinking about
it's a little more consistent. I've gotten that to work once. But I haven't been trying it because it's a little slower, right? But it's way more consistent. Fairly mixed stream of Service 1, both agent. Nice.
So you think Goodfellas is Jordan?
I mean, I'm gonna live my life, but
yeah, Surface 1's a good one to do that with.
Greatest dramas, greatest stories. It's a perfect movie.
Yeah, I think so. Alright, I'm gonna do these.
Fuck. Alright, let's go through them. Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull,
Casino,
Goodfellas, that ambulance movie,
Departed,
Aviator. The Aviator. Dude, The Aviator. Dude, I got a double feature for you. The Aviator and The Departed. Fucking Martin Scorsese. Oh, and then the last one he just did.
The Irishman.
Which Joe Pesci in that, and the way his last thing is he waves goodbye. Like, I don't think a lot of people got that. That was him saying goodbye. What a fucking career, man. Shit.
Dude. How about when Pesci was just, as a matter of factly, eating the breakfast, and he just goes, we've done everything we could for the man, and then just looked down at the plate to just go, like, no words else needed to be said, and then it went on De Niro just thinking, like, holy shit, dude. And Pesci, because he said it so as a matter of factly that the decision was made the night before, and he wasn't even going to think twice about it.
Yeah, no, there's so many of those.
You got kids.
Dude, I think Sharon Stone would have won the Oscar if she hadn't done Basic Instinct and all those people got upset because she showed her fucking hoo-ha, which, I mean, nowadays I think would be considered brave. Everything.
Sharon Stone crushed Casino.
She was fucking unbelievable in that movie.
She crushed Casino. She really did. Like, she played that fucking role.
I want my fucking money.
That whole Lester Diamond thing. He goes, did you tell her the part you took? He goes, what does that have to do with anything? I like when he goes, I lost control. He goes, you're in a pink fucking road.
That movie, I have to admit, I haven't watched. I always love Robert De Niro and Sharon Stone's, that whole story, that back and forth of that toxic fucking relationship, and this guy just loving this woman that's no good for him, and she fucking hates him, but she's picked these choices where she needs his money, and she comes crawling back to him, and they both know it's bullshit. I mean, it's written so perfect. The way they do is amazing. But the thing I can't handle is when Pesci's character sees his brother getting beat to death, and he's still breathing, and I can't. watch that. That fucking, there's something about that scene was just so like, it's probably the way it went down. It was too fucking real.
And the way he's still breathing, Frankie, and it was just like, it was hard to watch. That's one of my, but we were talking about this at the stand the other night.
See, you got all frozen up there.
Then Goodfellas, when he goes, everything. You put your dirty, stinky fucking feet, and he goes, you called my friend a faggot, and you put your feet up on the thing. He goes, are you? And he goes, you better hope he lets you back in there. And he starts hitting him with the phone. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible.
I gotta go. I also love that guy who comes in to defend his dumb son. And actually admits to De Niro that his son's a little stupid.
It's his nephew.
His nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, the casino. He goes 3 times. It's impossible. Yeah.
You were in on it, or are you too stupid? Either way, you're out.
Yes. Remember, he goes.
There's a couple of things. It's hard to watch me when Pesci beats the shit out of Don Rickles. I love Don Rickles that much that I can't even watch him fake get beat up. There's just something about him, the way he goes down like a fucking old man. It's really the Don Zimmer moment when Pedro threw Don Zimmer down on the ground. I mean, it's the same fucking thing. That's the movie version of it.
That is perfect.
And I'm a Red Sox fan. I was like, oh, not the old man. Come on.
Oh,
he sort of guided him to the ground.
That is perfect analogy. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah. So I'd have to say... then you'd have to get in, all right, why don't you go, like, favorite characters other than the obvious in each one of them. Like, I love, I always forget his name, the guy who played the owner of the club, where Pesci does the, how am I funny to you? The guy who owns that club.
Oh, yeah. He goes,
not for nothing. We're talking about 7 fucking big ones here. It's just.
Do you want me to whack the guy? He goes, well, it wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Oh, dude, that guy's performance in that is so fucking ridiculously good. And then Johnny Roast Beef, when he's just sitting there going like,
it's in my mother's name.
And he just keeps going, I'm sorry.
Jim, he goes, Jimmy,
I'm sorry. Like, he just was such a fucking, you had to whack that guy. The way he played him, he was just so fucking stupid.
But even the guy that played Maury, the pestering, when he goes, come on, who loves you more than, he goes, you're the biggest, but who loves you more? It was just so good. You know what he said too, right before they killed him? He was talking about the spread with the Utah Jazz and the Celtics. He goes, right before, you got to listen to it.
Oh, I thought he was talking about when they fixed those games up at the one that Henry Hill fixed up in Boston.
Oh, was it against Utah, right? Was that?
It was the college games. They made a reference to it. That's why I never dude, Henry Hill was a piece of shit, dude, because he went on years later talking about that on SportsCenter, and he was laughing about it. Yeah, we went up there and got these kids. He ruined their lives.
Yeah.
He ruined their basketball careers, and he was chuckling about it. He thought it was funny. Total fucking sociopath. That's another thing, too, that maybe Goodfellas isn't my favorite, because I love that movie until he gets fucked up on drugs, and he's a baby about it. It's like you did exactly what the fuck he told you not to do, because if you did that, they were all going to die in jail. And then your dumb ass went out and did it. And then to save your own fucking hide, you put all your friends in jail. Oh, they would have had me whacked. You should have got whacked.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's the drug.
Lifetime of commitment. I get a lousy $6,000. Dude, you should be he fucked up there. He should have killed him.
He goes, $3,200. $3,200 for a lifetime. Not even enough to pay for the funeral. And when he showed up to Paulie's house, Paulie took him in the backyard and just said, hey, I don't care. And he smacked him. I don't care. I don't need to know anything. What you did inside, you had to do inside, whatever. Stop it now. And he didn't.
No, and he saw that he was on drugs.
Yeah.
Get off of that shit. It's fucking messing with your mind. Right there, that guy, if he's messing with it, he's going to be selling it. Paulie's fucked up.
Yeah.
He fucked up. But he probably loved him because he brought him in as a kid. I don't know.
Now I got to turn my back on you, he said. I mean, it's just...
Paulie didn't like talking to anybody.
This episode is brought to you by Harry's. Harry's razors, guys. Too often, We're choosing between quality or fair price. What happened, Bill?
I'm trying to find the fucking reads.
Oh.
What was the look on my face that threw you off?
You went, when I said that, you went like this.
Wait. What did I do?
You went
I
like
shook
this.
my head?
You went like this.
I
and I was
shook
like,
my head. Oh, yeah. I called off the sign, man. No, I clicked into the wrong email. I got you. Harry's, Paul.
Harry's. Too often we're choosing between quality or fair price. With Harry's, you don't have to choose. They give you award-winning blades at factory direct prices. I have Harry's blades, and look at me. Look at this lineup. When you first got your Harry's razor set and shaved with it, what surprised you most about it? You want to know what surprised me most? Was the multi-blades, the no bleeding, because sometimes when I shave, I look like I'm trying to kill myself. Nice and smooth, good lines. I love it. And it's got that weight, like you said. It's
they got the weighted handle. Yeah, you let it do the work. You know, a lot of people don't know how to fucking shave.
Yeah, and not only is it the weighted handle, but it's got the rubbery grip. It's nice. For a limited time, Harry's is offering their starter set plus free body wash for just $3 at harrys.com/anything.
Oh, they're going to line you up? You're going to be smelling good? I mean, what? Is anything better?
And you're not going to be bleeding. No. Harry's delivers close, comfortable shave at a fair price, only $2 per refill. Harry's believes in quality so much that they bought their own factory in Germany so they could own every step of the manufacturing process.
To keep the price down, Paul. No more bleeding into the sink like you're in the dead zone.
How do they do it?
How do they do
it? Harry's team combined a simple, ergonomic design with 5 sharp blades. And I love the more blades because then you just go like this once. You don't got to go back.
You don't have time, Paul. You're doing things.
They source their steel from Sweden and manufacture their blades in their world-class blade factory. Harry's German factory is one of the select few manufacturers in the world that have mastered technology to create Gothic art, the gold standard for razor blade grinding. 100% quality guarantee. They stand behind the quality of their blades so much that they have 100% money back guarantee.
We tested it out, Paul. There was a bunch of guys bleeding, cutting their ears off. We don't got it yet.
The first guy just has a towel. He goes to the hospital.
We got a doctor on site. We have a doctor on site. Just relax.
It gets better as the... You'll get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foamy shave gel, travel cover, and travel size wash.
We can stay with 5 blades. Just don't make them as sharp this time.
It's an incredible, great deal, but act fast while supplies last. Go to harrys.com/anything to redeem your offer.
All right. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's Policy Genius. Spring is springing as we speak, and it's the perfect reminder to tidy up, you slob, and get your life in order. Why not start by protecting your
Let's try that again.
Life?
Yo, Big Snow. What's up, man? My mic was off. I'm just ending, man. It was heavy ab and leg day.
The Policy Genius team will set you up. We'll set up your...
I'm just done, man. I usually do, what's it called? I usually wait 72 hours before doing arms again. I waited 48. Wasn't really... Thanks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about a year. Those are all empty, man. Those are all empty, dude. My plan is I plan to melt them down, or rather break them up into little chips, melt them down, and then make a spin top out of them. Like, let me show you. There's a spin top maker in Cincinnati that does that. Let me show you. Let me show you the spin top. It's pretty incredible, man. fix tip, right? Let me show you. Let me show you some trick. I'll show you a trick or two. Why not? Should we put Bill Burr back on? Let's put Bill on.
The hoof. Come on, Paul, you got one more.
Oh, okay.
You're wearing Michigan maize today. I love it.
Okay.
So this is a fix
I
tip.
didn't like that joke. I saw it in your face.
No.
Motivated back. Yo, nice, man. 4 grams. Wow.
So
That's all cool. Thanks, dude. Yo, I'm proud of you, man. 400 grams, nice, buddy. Big
Is there
screw.
anything better than being a better way to play at my
Have no
bookie?
room.
I don't think so, because these guys know what they're doing. Hope you're all enjoying the tournament and my bookie bracket contest, where you could win up to $25,000. That's $25K. My bookie takes the
25
action.
big ones, Paul.
Oh, that's 25 stacks.
I have no room
My
here.
bookie takes the action to the next
I'll try one more time. I'll try one more
with
throw.
in-game live betting for your favorite games.
Talking about it with y'all got me motivated. Yo, wow, dude. That hits so, dude. That's what, you know how much it makes me so happy, dude. You're a friggin', you're a big lifter, man. And my stream, my little stream. Come on, you see my weights there, little ones. Sick, man. Thanks, dude. Here, we'll try one from through. I'm gonna VIP Grow Meek too, or Mod Grow Meek. I'm gonna mod him. Mod Grow Meek.
To secure a deposit bonus up to 1,000. They're giving you a stack. And make sure you use my promo code so they know I hooked you up. That's promo code BETTER at mybookie.ag to claim your first deposit bonus up to $1,000. College ball, NBA, and NHL, no matter the sport, no matter the minute, my bookie puts the action in your hands with in-game live betting.
No space. No space.
And with the choice of thousands of lines,
I have no space here.
you can turn any
Thanks, man, for the mod. Yo, thank you, dude, for being here and just being awesome.
anything, anytime, anywhere with my book.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped. 50. I did 50 streams in the last 11 months. I'm pretty happy. 50 workout streams the last 11 months.
He's cursing right now. Dude, what the fuck? There we go. You're back. Dude, right as you ended. At mybookie.com, you're like...
Henry Hill. They walked. Henry Hill said on Howard Stern. Henry Hill said that the 1996 New York Yankee World Series was fixed, and he said that they're going to lose a couple. Like I think I don't want to misquote here. I'm pretty sure during that time Henry Hill said something like the Yankees are going to lose a couple, or like we knew they were going to lose, but it was fixed. Something along those lines. I want to go back and listen to it, but you know, Henry Hill was this guy was ratting everybody.
I know, and it's also like he's trying to sustain his weak level of celebrity. So
It's fun.
I mean,
I need more space. I usually go like this, you know. I usually do capoeira with
I
it.
will say,
Not
let's
even
talk
lying.
about that. This is one thing I want to talk about on this episode, Bill, because
Can you do the squats? Deadlifting getting nice.
That the NBA
My ankle is murder, but no pain, no gain.
beginning of the year,
Wow.
star power.
I'm sorry about that, dude.
Yep.
Nice. Deadlifting, nice. Yeah, dude. Go slowly and do it, you know? You gotta rebuild, like, the bone and the density and all the little ligaments and, you know what I mean? You know. Avi, you know more than I do. That's sick, dude. Should do one more. I might do one more lifting set, one more bench set. I want to end on like a positive note, you know.
They were in trouble in the late 70s. Drugs had taken over the league, and then the league became predominantly black, and all these racist white
Yeah, let's do
people.
one more. Let's do one
want to
more.
watch this shit. They were in trouble, and then Bird and Magic came in. One went to the Celtics, one went to the Lakers, and they stepped in shit. And they were like, holy shit. And then in the middle of that, Jordan came along, and they had this fucking almost 20-year run, and they wanted to keep it going, and they just did analytics. What made that go? It's the star power of those players, and I think that they've sold their soul to the super team to the point that these championships, not all of them, but a lot of them, majority of them, like of the last, like, since the Kobe Shaq years, aren't really championships the way they used to be, where you had to be shrewd draft picks and you know, and make maybe a blockbuster trade. that those things happen, but not all the time. But this shit now, where I'll see
That's a good note. That's a good note to end on. Grew back too tight. Oh dang.
They'll be on ESPN going, they're still missing
Oh man.
a piece. And I'm like, how much
Sorry to hear that
fucking
they're
more
tight,
advantage do these guys need? Like, how
It's
many more
interesting
guys
to use
can
that
join the
adjective.
Brooklyn Nets?
That's what I was going to say, and I'm obviously going to come across as a Knicks fan that hates the Nets. I've called them a bunch of
Dude, the
rats.
All-Star team was Team
I gotta go though. I gotta go now.
versus Team Durant.
Big
They're not
Snow,
even
yo,
hiding
thanks
it.
so much for being here, man.
It's
Gromik,
the
Dick.
fact that Kevin Durant is on the same
Player
basketball
Phoenix,
team
Morano,
as
Guadalupe,
Kyrie Irving and James
Wade
Harden,
Mean.
and people are like,
Made my
they
stream
haven't lost
again.
since Harden got back. Can you
See ya, mate.
fucking believe- they-
Yo,
they're
thank
in
you,
a
man. Yo,
shit
thanks,
like
Big
that.
Snow. I don't mean to rush off, man.
And I gotta tell you something.
Dude,
As
you
much as
say
the
I do
fan
have to
base
go
is
though.
gonna be happy, they know.
But you friggin' telling me that?
I told you, Bill. That one year, the Yankees infield
Nice, man.
was Mark Teixeira.
I don't want to rush off. Anything else you wanna say, Big Snow?
Jeter and A-Rod, and we're fucking.
I didn't mean to rush
It
off
actually
like that,
wasn't
man.
Well, listen,
I can hang out for like another minute or two. I'll just hang out. I'll talk about
that's
this.
what sports is now.
I did
It's just like,
It's a shame,
6
dude. It's a shame.
yeah, I mean, I
sets
liked
of
it very
5
well, but, you know,
reps
I do
bench
remember
press,
as
so I did
kids saying,
30
"Can you
reps
imagine if
of
this guy,
165.
This guy were all on the same team, and
I
they
did
played each other?" I mean,
one set of bicep curls
we are
because
kinda
my
seeing
biceps
that.
I need
Well, look,
at
look,
least
like,
72 hours
I don't
rest.
think it's good for the fucking league where
Oh, I'm
you
good,
have
just wanna
to know
support
as
you.
a
Oh, thanks,
Pelicans
dude.
fan, as much as they're playing great this year with what they have, you have to know that when as those guys
Thanks, man.
grow up, that they
That's so
their
sick that
next move, it's almost like show
what you told me,
business.
that
You become
us
a
talking
big
about it
fish in a small
helped
pond, and then you
or
gotta go
inspired you.
Hollywood.
That's so
You gotta
sick.
go join the Lakers or go join the Brooklyn Nets. You know, or
Yo,
whatever.
Big
If you
Snow's a
wanna
big
go-
time
if you wanna
lifter.
go big time. If you want to get your ring, you gotta.
He's doing
pile on.
like
We live in that time
300,
now
400
where
pounds
it's like
bench,
the Avengers
crazy
are all
stuff.
together. I want to see fucking Spider-Man and the
I
Hulk
did
and this.
40 leg
I
raises.
just
I did
like-
8
I like
V-sits,
fucking
and I
Superman,
rode the bike
you know, and I just
for
wanted
those
to
are like
watch
maybe
that.
3-minute
And I'm
sets.
not thrilled with what's
So
going
3
on in
times
sports.
7.
The NBA can be swung
No,
by 12
that's not
points
right.
like
21
that.
minutes?
I think they fix it. I really
That's like
believe
2-minute
it.
sets.
I believe the NBA is manipulating.
Yeah, about 14 minutes. I'd say
Without a
2-minute
doubt,
set.
Dude, in the 2000s, it was beyond without
2
a fucking
7-minute
doubt.
sets.
Without a doubt, and
Gonna
that
try and
Stern
cut
guy,
75.
that guy. He was
Rest his
great.
soul.
75 number? What's 75 number? Percent?
Slippery eel, man.
Wow, that's a big
Listen,
cut.
I don't like to talk about
Anybody
big
knew anything
men.
about poop, you'd be watching the game going,
Yeah.
because it wasn't like, hey, they're calling it tight. They'd be calling it tight, then they'd let him go. I still remember a Celtics
Pounds.
Utah Jazz
Wow.
game I went to. I was like, this fucking game
Dude,
is
for
fixed.
sure, man.
Yeah.
I'm incorporating
You know,
exercise
Hayes
bike now
had
into my
to become
routines.
Somebody different.
I got an exercise bike.
Did something happen during
I don't know if you
halftime?
saw.
Somebody sent him a fucking a Hallmark card, and all of a sudden now he's not like you could
Oh,
see. It's
yeah.
like they were letting the horse run, they were pulling back on the reins, letting the horse run, pulling back on the reins.
Yeah, and you're questioning the coach. You're going, why
So
would the
that's
coach take
helping-
him out? He's got 20
that's
points in
making
the
me
first-
lean,
Like, I would see shit like that.
right?
I don't think it was the coaches, dude. It's the thing about the.
That's
the
helping
thing
with
about
leanness.
The NBA, it's the
So I'm gonna
most
incorporate that a
easily
lot
fixed
more
game
in
because
the
it's the only
routines.
game where the official.
375
can take
right
a
now?
star
That's
player
okay,
out.
that's cool, man.
You can't kick Tom Brady out
Dude,
of the
if
game.
you drop 300, you're gonna be
go in as a referee,
physical
and,
like
you know, I got the
specimen
other team,
of
and I'm
strength.
giving Durant 2 quick fouls, and he's on
I
the
can
bench
see,
for the
dude.
first
I can
quarter.
see you at
I
like
give him that
300.
third one, I'm not going to see him till the third quarter.
Just being this
Then
like
he's probably gonna get mad,
specimen
he'll
of
get a T, there's number
strength
4,
and
right?
I see it, man. It'll also help your ankle too, right? Because that'll reduce a lot of
Big money
extra
that
stress
there
on the
was a
ankle.
degenerate gambling coach
Lou Ferrigno was
that
315 when competing with
substituted
Arnold.
the NBA a certain way for a win. And listen, we'll never know that, but that happened. That happened.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Yo, it's an honor in here,
I
man.
just wish,
You know how much I weigh? I weigh
you know, I think
185
Pelican fans
pounds.
should be able to enjoy the fucking NBA
I'm not.
championship.
Dude, I'm
I
sorry.
think they all
I didn't
have to
mean to
land
like.
in
I
the
just.
same
I'm
city.
saying
They
with
were
you know
already
you're a
talking
lifter.
about,
I'm a lifter. Just
what's
so you
his
know
face? There's rumors that
my
they kick
place in my
the
pro,
Golden State Warriors
in my
are the
progress.
greatest
You know what I
shooter,
mean?
arguably the greatest shooter I've ever seen.
I'm not
He's
like.
the greatest shooter of all time.
Dude, it'd be
and
sick to be
they
freaking
were saying,
massive in 300,
wow,
dude.
Steph Curry had
300 I could
such a
see
good
like
time on Team
totally
LeBron
being
at the All-Star
right.
game. And you
An
know
ecto
what?
or
It's
meso?
actually
I don't know what those
feasible
means.
cap-wise,
You educate
and
me.
if the Warriors
No,
don't-
they were just talking
I don't know what
about-
those mean.
Dude, if they did that, why would you even
I
watch
try to
the
put on weight, but
NBA unless you
I
were a
don't.
Laker fan? 'Cause it's just like,
I really avoid
this is a,
car like
listen,
simple
dude,
carbs like
this is something I've been
sugars.
doing forever.
I don't eat like sugars.
In '94 or whatever, I've talked to all of this shit a million times.
These
I didn't
protein
wait
is 30
one
grams
fucking
per
game.
scoop, 3 grams of sugar
I didn't want to see
and 3 grams of
all
fat
those guys
per
playing
scoop.
the team
Kind of high fat.
Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Or a team from Greece.
A
or
little bit
whatever.
high fat.
It was kind of a good thing for basketball because I think that the reason why the white dudes in Europe
Ectomorph. Skinny is hard time
are
building.
so
Yeah,
good
ecto.
is because they got their asses kicked
Meso.
so
Ecto.
bad
Yeah, I would say ecto.
that I think
Naturally
they just went in
muscular.
the lab and they were just like, guys, we can't
Nice.
ever let this happen.
I don't
just
know.
got raped.
I
on the
guess.
fucking
Yeah,
basketball
I've been working 50
By the
streams
way,
in the
shout out
last
to
year,
Damian Lillard and
so
the
I guess.
Portland Trailblazers who said,
guess,
"Fuck
I am an
super teams.
ecto.
I'm gonna do this shit with my guys." That's what the NBA needs more of.
Endomorph.
That's the problem, dude. That's
Build
what-
easy, but also
I-
grab fatties.
The whole, let's get together. What if we all played?
I hear ya.
It's just.
If I eat a lot of sugar though, it turns into fat.
There was actually an Olympics about 10 years
I'm
prior.
not, I'm not saying
to
large,
Dream Team
similar
where
quantities or
they
same speed, but
kind of
if I
fixed it
eat
so that the US
sugar,
would
I
lose
find
because
it
they
turns my
wanted-
body turns
this was
to
before they
fat
let the
pretty
pros, so
quickly.
There's footage. There was a whole
So I've
documentary.
had to really
That was in
watch
the
that.
70s against the Russians, wasn't it?
I thought it was another Eastern European.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, and so they came out and they called the timeout and
Like
said,
my
yeah,
protein
like,
shake,
these
even
guys
though like
get
3
another
grams
shot. It was
of
just-
sugar
it was
and 3
the most
grams of fat is
ridiculous
just.
out of the rules thing. And so they
If I can
said
cut that
you know,
out
one of the
somehow.
reasons was America was like, all right, well, we're just going to allow our professionals to play.
Anatomy of
We're just
lipid
gonna end
tissue
that.
at the cellular level. Wow.
The whole team didn't show up until
That's
this
cool,
day.
man.
Like most of the
I'm
team
actually,
never went down to play
I know a bit about biology and
Like, I don't want that
everything
fucking- we
actually.
won the gold.
Anatomy
Yeah,
of lipid,
dude, it was-
cellular level, all the way down
it
to
sucks
cellular.
'cause it was a great game.
Yeah.
If you
Sick, man.
Anybody
What's
listening to this, if you
let's we
YouTube
can talk
that
biology.
06 Sacramento Kings versus Lakers game. If you do it, they actually broke down.
Okay.
And I've never in my life seen players act like.
Pull up now.
They were
Pull up
looking
right now.
around like this is the. It was like the WWE.
Bill and Paul
unbelievable
Beersley
what
are funny, but Google fat tissue is that specialized vacuole that allows huge amounts of storage. Anatomy of lipid tissue. You know what? I have never done this. I have never looked at this. Adipose? Is it the adipose tissue? So losing weight, not necessarily losing fat cells in the end conclusion. Fat cell adipocyte. Whoa, this is cool, man. Adipose tissues. I've never studied this. It's the main energy storage. Yo-yoing occurs easily in endos. Then I might be an endo. Because I'm pretty good at yo-yoing. Or I'm into yo-yoing. I know what you mean by yo-yoing. I know what you mean. But I meant like literally yo-yo. Okay. Let's watch a YouTube video on it. I do have to go though after in like 5 minutes or so. I gotta go. I really have to go. We just empty the vacuole, but the fat cells stay. Oh, the fat holds like the energy, like the carbohydrates and the. Oh, I see. So the more fat, the more vacuoles could hold like sugars and stuff. That's what you're saying. Dang, that makes sense. Cause I was wondering, cause I thought the body was building fat with like the sugars. You know what I mean? Like building complex carbohydrate chains. But this makes much more sense. And I think fats also have nitrogen and amines and stuff. I might be wrong though. I think fat is part of. I think it's proteinous. Skinny for years have the apoptosis catch up to decreased need. Wow. Dang. That makes a lot of sense. What am I searching here? YouTube? One video and then I gotta go. No, don't sign in, fuck you. Adipose. It's cool, man.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Physiology Made Easy with me, Dr. In this video and the future upcoming video, you might, visceral fat would be fat that's deposited around the out. Expenditure, so even if we eat something and go out and do a long bout of exercise, go for a cycle ride or for a walk, we're likely to use up some of those calories, but any excess
I did see that cell. I know what you mean. The cult, yeah. Adipose cells.
And it's actually 65%,
wow.
65% of our excess calories which are consumed, that we consume, that basically get stored in adipocytes. So anything that is not needed for your normal metabolic processes, so your resting metabolic rate, you have energy actually needed to digest food as well, and physical activity. Once that's all done, then the remaining energy that's in your body gets stored in the adipose tissue. And what we can see here is that the adipose epicardial adipose tissue around the surface of the heart. Now,
greater energy yield than other nutrients. Wow, so it's energy.
Okay, that our cells use to carry out.
So burning fat is like burning energy. That's cool.
Article which I'm going to put in parts of the body, and it's within here, within each of these cells, that the fat actually gets stored. Okay, so in each of these cells where the fat actually gets stored, and we'll talk about that process of storage a little bit later. But first of all, we've got to treat adipose tissue as a reservoir for storing energy. So energy that we consume in our diet, fat that we consume in our diet being stored to be ready to use later on.
We've messed up and I really don't want to give any ideas. Horse stepped on me. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry about that, dude.
Because we've got plenty of reserve in these reservoirs here, okay? Plenty of reserve energy in the form of the
I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
The adipose cells. Now when we look at this diagram here,
but now you're gonna be a 300-pound monster. You're gonna be bigger than any wimpy ass horse.
Body as well. So that's the most important thing to think about in terms of the structure of the adipose tissue. These are some of the
dang, dude. I'm so sorry about that. How did you recover?
Kind of a key schematic in terms of how to visualize how a clump of fat actually looks like. So you grab a little bit of fat from your belly, and you can imagine that fat that you're holding is consisting of these cells clustered together with inflammatory cells embedded in between, and it's highly vascularized as well, in obesity.
I was trying to look good. I took a peek out of Rocky's book and let my boxing fin hit my eyes. Oh my god, man. Holy moly. was much younger and stupid. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I gotta go. I do have to go though. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really sorry, dude. I do have to. I gotta get back to. I gotta get back. But thanks so much for being here, man. I learned a lot about adipose cells and everything. Yo, take care, man. Yo, thanks, man. I'm glad you're back on it. I'll see you soon again. For sure, the next stream or whatever. Thanks, man. We're gonna raid some GoldenEye. I think we're gonna raid GoldenEye. Let's see. Sure, let's raid. Raid Water Temple. See ya, mate. Yo, thanks, Romik. Thanks, Big Snow. Thank you so much for being here. Water Temple Fiend. Zero 1? Oh, just 1. Water Temple Fiend 1. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much. Yeah, I want to hear more about that Big Snow. That'd be sick, dude. In the future. We're gonna see some GoldenEye now. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Catch you later. Thanks for being here. Thank you.